Okay, in this video, I want to explain a little bit better the idea of the station point. In previous videos, I talked about your left to right relationship to the near corner and how that changes the angle. So we said that if you're looking down on an object, right, we know that the lines are going to move from the near corner. If we're seeing two sides, the lines are always going to move uphill, right? They're going to. So from down here, they're going to run uphill, right? We know that. But how these lines run uphill, the angle that they move uphill and the angle that these lines move uphill are not necessarily the same. And the angle that they're going to run uphill at depends on exactly where you are horizontally relative to this near corner. So you can have a near corner and be in a number of different positions and still see two sides, right? So basically, this is how it works. If we start in that one-point perspective situation where we're directly in front of something, I'm going to draw just a simple shape that represents, let's say, just a building that we're looking at. And we're just going to worry about the top. We're not going to worry about the bottom of the building. So here's the building. When we're directly in front of this building, this is just a horizontal line, straight line across. Okay, so let's say then that we started walking around to the right to the point where we could see a little bit of that other side of the building. Okay, so if we walk around to the right, we're going to see something like this. So now we walked around to the right, we see a little bit of this side. As soon as we see two sides, this line can no longer be horizontal, all right? So it tips down a little bit, but the side that we see less of is going to angle down much more steeply, okay? So the side that we're sort of around the most directly to, that's going to be a gentler slope, whether it's uphill or downhill, whether the object is above us or below us, okay? So in this case, it's above us. So that means that this line that we're seeing less of that side, so that's going to be a steeper line. If we continue to walk around to the right, and let's say we walk around to the point where we're seeing the same amount of both sides. All right. This line will become less steep, right, because we're seeing more of the side. And this side over here that we're seeing less of becomes more steep, right? So that's kind of how it works. If we continue to walk around to the right, this will become less steep. This will get steeper as we see less of that side. So you always want to not just think about the direction that the lines are running, but how steep are they relative to one another. Okay, that helps the viewer sort of kind of gauge their exact placement relative to, horizontally relative to the object. So the eye level is one thing, the station point, the left to right orientation to the object is something quite different that you also need to take stock of as you're looking at the object.